Morning mist clings to the rose gardens as the wrought iron gates swing open, revealing Bucklebury Manor, the 18-acre countryside estate that Carole Middleton calls home. It's a picture of English serenity, worlds away from the headlines and royal ceremonies. What does life look like for the woman who raised a future Queen of England once the royal spotlight dims? Today, we step inside this manor, exploring her fortune, her lifestyle, and the journey from a girl in West London to the world's most famous royal mother-in-law. All the details you need are right in this video. Let's dive in now. Carole Elizabeth Goldsmith entered the world on January 31st, 1955 in Perivale, West London. She was the eldest child of Ronald Goldsmith, a construction worker who labored on building sites, and Dorothy Harrison, who worked in a jewelry store. Their lives were humble, far from privilege or royal circles. The Goldsmiths first lived in a modest council house in Ealing before moving to a terraced home in Southall, an area then defined by working-class grit and tight-knit communities. Carole grew up alongside her younger brother Gary, who would later carve out a career in IT recruitment and gain his own measure of public notoriety. Her roots ran deep into Britain's working-class fabric. On her father's side, generations had worked as miners in County Durham, while her mother's family offered faint echoes of distant aristocratic lineage. But for Carole, life was firmly shaped by the ordinary: local schools, a modest upbringing, and the financial realities of post-war Britain. At Featherstone High School in Southall, Carole showed an interest in education and even toyed with the idea of becoming a teacher. Yet her ambitions were quickly hemmed in by circumstance. Her parents could not afford the cost of extended studies, and so, at just 16, she left school without A-levels and entered the workforce. Her early jobs were unglamorous but formative. She first joined Prudential Assurance as a secretary, a role she admitted was tedious but necessary. Eager to improve her prospects, she later won a place in the prestigious John Lewis Retail Trainee Program, brushing up on her French in hopes of broader horizons. Sales and merchandising, however, didn't ignite her passion either. The true turning point came when she joined British Airways in the mid-1970s as a stewardess. It was at Heathrow Airport that her life changed forever. Working the skies and ground staff rotations, Carole met Michael Middleton, a fellow BA employee and flight dispatcher. The two bonded over their shared world of aviation and married in June 1980 at St. James's Church in Dorney, Buckinghamshire. The marriage would prove not just a personal union, but also the foundation of one of Britain's most talked-about families. Carole continued part-time with British Airways as she and Michael began their family. Their first child, Catherine, better known to the world as Kate Middleton, the future Princess of Wales, was born in January 1982. Pippa followed in 1983, and in those years, Carole began to scale back her airline duties to focus on motherhood. A relocation to Amman, Jordan, in 1984 for Michael's work added a brief international chapter, with Kate attending nursery school there before the family returned to Britain in 1986. Back in Berkshire, Carole's entrepreneurial instincts sparked. Struggling to find suitable party bags for her children's birthdays, she decided to create her own. In 1987, from the family's kitchen table, she founded Party Pieces, a small mail-order business that would change her fortunes. With her children modeling products for the catalog, the company quickly grew. The following year, she gave birth to her third child, James, as her business began gaining traction. By the mid-1990s, Party Pieces had outgrown the family kitchen. Carole and Michael moved operations into farm buildings in a Shampstead Common and purchased Oakacre. Michael left British Airways to help run the company, and together they built it into a multi-million-pound enterprise. By the 2000s, Party Pieces thrived on online sales and partnerships, making the Middletons comfortably wealthy. At its peak, the business not only transformed the family's financial status, but also shifted their social standing, allowing Carole and Michael to give their children opportunities far beyond what she herself had growing up. Yet success wasn't permanent. The pandemic years hit party pieces hard, and by 2023, the company was sold off to entrepreneur Tom Fleming. For Carole, it marked the end of a decades-long chapter of business leadership. And though whispers suggest she may one day try her hand at a new venture, her greatest legacy is clear: the transformation of her family's fortunes, from a council house in Southall to the heart of the British royal story. Bucklebury Manor, a countryside estate of elegance. If party pieces marked the turning point in Carole Middleton's financial fortunes, then Bucklebury Manor became the symbol of her family's newfound lifestyle. Purchased in 2012 for approximately £4.7 million, the Grade II listed Georgian manor in the Berkshire countryside gave the Middletons not just a home, but a statement of quiet success. Spread across 18 acres of rolling greenery, the estate embodied the kind of rural elegance Carole had long admired. The house itself is expansive yet welcoming. With 7 bedrooms, 5 reception rooms, a wood-paneled library, and ample entertaining spaces, it balances grandeur with livability. Outside, the property boasts manicured lawns, a swimming pool, a tennis court, and even paddocks, allowing for the kind of idyllic country life many in Britain dream about. Despite its scale, the manor maintains a rustic charm, sympathetic to its Georgian roots while updated for modern comfort. For Carole, Bucklebury quickly became more than an address. It was the family's anchor during years of intense media attention following Catherine's marriage to Prince William. Here, the Middletons could retreat from the glare of London society, hosting private family gatherings, Sunday roasts, and even lively disco parties with their grandchildren. Prince George, in particular, spent much of his early life at Bucklebury, making the manor not just a Middleton residence, but also a formative royal home. Long before Carole Middleton and her family settled into the grandeur of Bucklebury Manor, she made a practical yet strategic purchase that would play a quiet but crucial role in her daughters' lives. London Chelsea Apartment, the royal starter home. In 2002, Carole bought a modest but stylish apartment on Old Church Street in Chelsea for around £780,000. At the time, it was both an investment and a stepping stone, nestled in one of London's most prestigious neighborhoods, yet designed with understated simplicity. The apartment became home to Kate and Pippa Middleton during their early adult years in the capital. Long before Kate was linked to Prince William on a global stage, she lived here as a young woman navigating London's social scene, building her independence, and working in fashion and art-related jobs. Pippa also shared the space, balancing her own career ambitions with the lively lifestyle Chelsea offered. Inside, the apartment was defined by a neutral palette that leaned heavily on classic British tastes. Beige carpets, magnolia walls, and traditional furnishings gave the space a restrained elegance. Built-in wardrobes made the most of the compact rooms, while chintz curtains and warm wooden furniture brought an air of familiarity. Even the kitchen and bathroom followed the same theme: stone-tiled bathrooms for a clean, simple feel, and pine kitchen cabinets with black worktops for a no-fuss functionality. Though far from palatial, the flat had all the makings of a comfortable sanctuary: discreet, private, and conveniently located close to the cultural and social heart of London. It wasn't just a place to live, but a supportive base from which Kate stepped into public life, and eventually, into royal history. For Carole, the purchase showed foresight. Her children had security in the city during their most formative years. Today, the Chelsea apartment is remembered less for its beige interiors and more for its symbolism. It was, in every sense, the royal starter home, a humble chapter before castles and palaces came into view. And while Carole's property choices reflected her ability to balance practicality with vision, her taste in cars offered another glimpse into the family's lifestyle and priorities. Cars. The quintessential choice of Britain's gentry, the Range Rover has been Carole's go-to drive across the Berkshire country lanes. With a current market value hovering around $100,000 for a high-spec model, it offers the perfect combination of muscle and refinement. Under the hood, a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-six delivers smooth acceleration with enough torque to handle muddy farm tracks on a rainy day. Inside, plush leather seating and panoramic views make it feel more like a drawing room on wheels than a utility vehicle. As any reviewer might joke, this is Buckingham-approved horsepower. If the corgis fit, it's royal ready. Then there's the Audi Q7, which Carole has been spotted driving when ferrying Kate in earlier years. Sleek, yet sensible, this family SUV gives off a suburban soccer mom meets royal chauffeur vibe. Retailing around $75,000 today, it offers seating for 7 and a reputation for safety that makes it ideal for a family matriarch. With a 3.0-liter V6 engine pushing nearly 335 horsepower, it's a surprisingly nimble machine for its size. Reviewers love to quip that the Q7 is Costco run-ready if Costco was Harrods. In other words, it's understated, versatile, and comfortably upscale. No need for flashy convertibles or exotic imports. The Middletons keep their wheels as grounded as their image. Carole Middleton's story is often framed through the lens of her daughter Catherine's marriage into the British royal family. But the truth is, Carole's financial standing was firmly established long before Buckingham Palace ever entered the picture. Income and net worth. Today, her personal net worth is estimated at around $10 million, a fortune that reflects decades of entrepreneurship, careful investments, and, more recently, the prestige that comes with being the matriarch of Britain's most famous non-royal family. The foundation of this wealth was, without question, party pieces. Launched from her kitchen table in 1987, the mail-order party supplies business was a classic story of necessity meeting creativity. What began with simple children's party bags quickly expanded into a comprehensive party goods enterprise, eventually moving into warehouse facilities and employing dozens of staff. By the early 2000s, the company was valued at an estimated $40 million, with annual profits topping $5 million. For a working-class girl from Southall, it was nothing short of extraordinary. These milestones underscored how the company's steady growth built an enduring financial base. Over 36 years, cumulative pre-tax profits likely exceeded $8 to $9 million, making up the bulk of Carole's net worth. But business fortunes are rarely permanent. The COVID-19 pandemic dealt a devastating blow to party pieces. Lockdowns and shifts in consumer habits drove debts of more than $3.25 million, including a $275,000 taxpayer-backed loan that became controversial when the business went under. By May 2023, the company was sold in a pre-pack administration deal to entrepreneur Tom Fleming for just $225,000. The proceeds were primarily directed to creditors, leaving no significant payout for Carole or Michael. Yet while the sale marked the end of an era, it did not erase the wealth and security that decades of profits had already provided. Beyond party pieces, Carole has demonstrated an eye for strategic investments. She has held shares in racehorses such as Blue Java and Sohrab, both of which competed in British flat racing and returned respectable prize money over the years. While not game-changing financially, these stakes reflect both her personal interests and her ability to diversify income streams. Cumulatively, her involvement in racing and related investments likely generated between $500,000 and $1 million, with annual returns in the range of $50,000 to $100,000 during peak years. What is striking about Carole's financial trajectory is that it underscores her independence. She has no royal stipend, no official role within the monarchy, and no reliance on handouts. Her wealth exists because she spotted an opportunity, built a business around it, and worked relentlessly for more than 3 decades. Even after the fall of party pieces, Carole retains not just property and liquid assets, but also a reputation as the businesswoman who turned a kitchen table idea into a multi-million-dollar empire. And while her wealth has provided security for her family, Carole has also been known to direct her resources toward causes and communities close to her heart. Philanthropy. Her focus has consistently gravitated toward children's welfare and cancer-related charities, areas deeply shaped by her daughter Catherine's advocacy and, more recently, the family's own journey with illness. One of the clearest examples of her philanthropic spirit is her long-term connection with the Starlight Children's Foundation. The charity, dedicated to brightening the lives of seriously and terminally ill children, became a family cause after Kate drew attention to its work. In 2009, Carole and Michael attended a fundraising gala at the Saatchi Gallery in London, where they donated a children's party for 20 as a prize, an offering that tied directly to their Party Pieces business. Over the years, Party Pieces itself also collaborated with Starlight, providing decorations and supplies for events. While Carole rarely speaks about it publicly, her support reflects a practical, hands-on approach to philanthropy, one that seeks to make joy tangible in the lives of children facing extraordinary challenges. The Middletons have also been associated with the Teenage Cancer Trust, an organization providing vital care and resources for young people aged 13 to 24 battling cancer. While Carole's specific contributions are less visible, the charity is consistently mentioned among the causes supported by the family, underscoring her commitment to health-related issues. Her involvement became more personal in 2025, when Carole attended the high-profile Turn the Tables charity lunch at the Corinthia Hotel in London. The event, hosted by Tanya Breyer and James Landale in support of Cancer Research UK, came just weeks after her 70th birthday and amid Catherine's cancer recovery. Carole's presence was both symbolic and heartfelt, a sign that she was not only supporting her daughter in private, but also lending her voice, however quietly, to a wider campaign for awareness and funding. For Carole, philanthropy has never been about headlines or building a public image. It has been about leveraging the resources and platforms she gained through her entrepreneurial journey to contribute to causes that align with her values, protecting children, fighting disease, and fostering resilience in families. And while her charitable contributions offer a glimpse into her values, it is in her personal life, away from the glare of public scrutiny, that Carole Middleton reveals the most about who she truly is. Personal life. She married Michael Middleton on June 21, 1980, at St. James's Church in Dorney, Buckinghamshire. Michael, a fellow British Airways employee, came from a well-regarded Yorkshire family with aristocratic lineage. His grandmother, Olive Christiana Middleton, had ties to the Lupton family of Leeds and even served as a volunteer nurse during World War I. Though Carole's own roots were working class, the union gave the couple a bridge between two very different social backgrounds. Together, the Middletons raised 3 children: Catherine, born January 9, 1982, Philippa Pippa, born September 6, 1983, and James, born April 15, 1987. In the mid-1980s, the family spent 2 years in Amman, Jordan, where Michael worked with British Airways. Returning to Berkshire in 1986, they settled in Bradfield, Southend, before moving to Bucklebury. The household, though not aristocratic, was warm, aspirational, and disciplined. Education was a priority, with all 3 children attending Marlborough College, an investment that underscored Carole's determination to give them opportunities she herself never had. That ambition found its fullest expression when Catherine married Prince William in 2011 at Westminster Abbey, instantly making Carole the mother of a future queen. With the marriage came unprecedented attention to the Middletons, who suddenly occupied a place in Britain's public imagination as the ordinary family linked to the monarchy. The coat of arms designed that same year included a gold chevron honoring Carole's maiden name, Goldsmith, a subtle acknowledgement of her role in this unlikely union. By now, Carole is grandmother to 7: Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis of Wales, Arthur, Grace, and Rose Matthews, children of Pippa and her husband James Matthews, and James Middleton's son, Inigo. For all her business ventures and social scrutiny, Carole's greatest pride has consistently been her role as a hands-on mother and grandmother. Yet life in the royal orbit has not been without controversy. In 2023, party pieces collapsed under, with critics accusing the family of mismanagement and pointing to a taxpayer-backed loan left unpaid. The business, once worth tens of millions, was sold in a fire sale for about £140,000. The fallout damaged the Middletons' business reputation, even as Pippa's wealthy husband later purchased the brand. Around the same time, Netflix's The Crown depicted Carole as scheming to push Kate toward William, a dramatization widely dismissed by her brother Gary Goldsmith as defamatory fiction, but one that underscored how the family is often judged through the harsh filter of public gossip. Private strains have also surfaced. A biography in 2024 revealed emotional tensions surrounding James Middleton's education, noting his repeated struggles with A-levels and Carole's tears over disagreements with Michael about costly tuition. In parallel, the family's name re-emerged in the long-running phone hacking scandal, as William's lawsuit revealed that Carole's devices had been targeted by the now-defunct News of the World. Through triumphs and trials, Carole Middleton has remained a figure defined by resilience. She is neither a royal nor a politician, yet she has been forced to live under the same relentless spotlight. If her personal life reveals anything, it is her instinct to protect her family first, whether from media intrusion, financial challenges, or the relentless pressures of being the in-laws of the future king. If you've enjoyed this journey into her world of tradition and quiet wealth, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Your support keeps us exploring the homes and legacies of remarkable lives. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, stay inspired and stay curious.